Hmm. I don't know why that took forever to what is going on here? Hold on. This thing is being crazy. Trying to share my screen. All right, there we go. Sorry. It's 50 seconds already. I don't know. This thing was just spinning forever and ever. Um anyway, let's get to it just a minute. The time to stream always comes faster than I think. I'm thinking I have all my stuff together and then I look up and it's time to stream. Anyway, I want to talk about a couple of things today. Some things I might not even talk about, but one of the main things I'm talking about, you can kind of already see on the price action of Bitcoin here, because everybody was saying it was going to dump because of reasons that I'm gonna talk about it in a minute. And but yeah, it's not dumping. Got to notice when there's misdirection in the market. And like I said, a lot of times I always say like we're not really paying attention to this price action in the short term. Our outlook is long term, but that's for us. I talk about it every day, so you guys should know that. But a lot of people are not hearing this day in and day out. Um, even on look at this, even on Coin Market Cap, y'all probably can't see it, but if you pull up Bitcoin, they have the different events and stuff that happens on the price chart, and it says Mount Gox announces repayments and stuff. So they even put the FUD on Coin Market Cap now. What else they got here? Yeah, this is all the stuff I'm about to talk about. I didn't realize all this was here. That's dope. That's dope. Anyway, but Bitcoin was down, but now it took a surge up to 62. And I know some of y'all probably wondering why, but guess what? I am too, because I didn't see any reason. But well, actually, we'll talk about that later. I got too much in my head right now. Wait, what just happened here? Hold on, wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. All right, I think I had that. All right, cool. I was on the wrong window. Anyway, sorry it takes so long to get it started, but 3 minutes in and I'm just talking. But let's get to the news and I'll talk about some other stuff later. Satoshi era Bitcoin wallet wakes up after 14 years, sends 50 Bitcoin to Binance. Of course, as I say all the time, there's different sites you can use for crypto news. Um, and I'd say I use Cointelegraph because of the graphics or whatever. But some people use this as a all source of news source, and they just take anything on here and just run with it and go crazy or whatever. Like I said, I'm telling you once again, if you haven't heard me say it before, a lot of times I will say there are a lot of scam projects that are also advertised on here as well. Because I mean, if you pay them for the ad or whatever, I mean, it's a site. They're gonna take the ad payment, whatever. They got to create revenue or whatever. But I saw people circulating this one too before I even saw it. I mean, 50 Bitcoin is not a lot, but I mean, it's a lot of money, but I don't know why people act like it's going to do something to the price. Anyway, yesterday the flows were positive, $21.4 million. Fidelity did 18.6 million. Grayscale did 4.3. Only outflows from ARK Invest, they say, or whatever. So anyway, it had net positive inflows into the Bitcoin ETFs. Not the numbers that we were getting before, of course. Not like 200, 300, 400 million. But positive inflows nonetheless. Let's jump right to it. There's not a lot today, but I'm gonna jump to the main stuff that we're gonna talk about. Thumbnail was about. There's one I don't know if I'm gonna talk about it yet, but I may talk about it. But this is what a lot of people they've been sharing and spreading around. Um, first we had the German the Germans selling the Bitcoin, and some people were losing their minds or whatever. And then let me say this clearly: so the Germans were selling Bitcoin, some people were losing their minds. Then the price began to dip, and as always, they say, "Oh man, look, the Germans got all this Bitcoin or whatever," so that's why the price is dipping. They use this stuff to scare people. So I can't say it. Let me say this though. So then now we have the U.S. government. Everybody's been watching this on chain, sending $240 million worth of Bitcoin to Coinbase Prime. It's 3,940 Bitcoin. People are speculating where this was from, but I think a lot of people, I think they found out. I didn't look deep into this. I'm be honest, I don't be caring that much about some of this stuff, but they looked into it, and apparently it was some money that they confiscated from this guy who's running a narcotics ring or whatever. And so anyway, they sent it to be sold. But I'm not really talking about. I don't want to get too deep into the whole German selling and the U.S. government selling, because I like when Vinny said here, he was like, "Why are multiple governments selling their Bitcoin, starting to look like a coordinated effort?" And to be honest, that's what I feel about this stuff. Like I said, I rambled in the beginning, but we got to this pretty fast, which is the main story I want to talk about. But a lot of this stuff is coordinated, and I mean, I don't have a crystal ball. I can't tell the future, none of that, and I can't tell you even exactly what's going on in the present. But uh, that's what it seems like to me. They had the German thing selling Bitcoin. It seemed like it wasn't enough, uh, to drop the price or whatever. So they came back after that with the U.S. government. It was like, okay, maybe because let's be honest, most of the money in crypto still comes from the states or whatever. And maybe they was like, well, maybe they weren't paying attention to the German news or whatever. So let's do our side of it. And like I say all the time, even with BlackRock, trust and believe that BlackRock has other Bitcoin wallets that you don't know about. But they use this stuff on chain that you can see. They put it right in front of your face so you can see it and trying to spook the market. And I've said even myself before, like I don't think we're gonna have as big of drops as we had in the past in previous cycles. But something is leading me to believe that they did want the price to drop more. They wanted to scare more of us out, of regular retail investors out um, of the market before there's a run or whatever. And like I said, they're not gonna show you the BlackRock wallets or whatever like that. Like a lot of people saying, like, oh look, BlackRock hasn't been selling any. I'm gonna say it once again, whether they're selling or they're buying, trust and believe that you cannot track everything they're doing. Please don't think that you can track that and that they're that transparent because they're not. But they use the stuff that people can see or whatever to try to scare people. And I'm thinking that they're like, I think they're even confused um, about like FUD not dropping the market as much as they wanted to. Um, how am I trying to say this? Because yeah, they'll put a sale out, right? I'm just trying to create a picture here. So let's say they're not selling any of their Bitcoin, but they'll put something on chain that we can track. And let's just say, I'm just throwing out a number. Let's say they're selling 10,000 Bitcoin. I feel like they're using that to spook people for retail investors to be like, oh my gosh, they about to sell. I'm gonna sell too to drop the price. But I think even as much as a lot of people are fearful whether the market is over, some people don't know where the market is going. A lot of people have been in crypto much longer. More people understand how crypto works this time around, and it's not as easy to scare people out. And when I'm talking about scaring people out, I'm not even referring to be honest, I don't even really use the fear and greed index anymore because that can be manipulated too. But a lot of people are just like, maybe not in the. Let me just say, yeah, a lot of people are more diamond hands. They kind of understand how the cycle works. They understand we got more time in the cycle. So all the stuff that they're using to scare people, I don't think is working as well as they want it to. And like Vinny said, it's starting to feel like a coordinated effort. And they're like, what's going on? Why are they not selling or whatever? And I even myself said, I said, I don't really see it. At one point, I'm be honest. At one point, I was like, I don't see it dropping below 55, and I said definitely not 59. We did kind of drop below 59, but maybe it is that they wanted it to drop lower. But what I will say is, let me clean this up before y'all tune out though. But what I will say is, I feel like I said, I feel like we're going to get a run here, a small run in the next 2 to 3. I always got to pull up my calendar because I'll be saying stuff and but I think it's 2 to 3, 2 to 3. Where we at now? Yeah, maybe. Yeah, the next 2 to 3 weeks we could get a run here, and I feel like they're trying to scare people out of the market to drop the price some more. Maybe they want to, buy at a lower price or whatever. But I'm not. I'm not paying attention to any of this stuff because it does all seem coordinated. What they're trying to do. First, the German government, and a lot of people are saying like, if the governments are selling, they must know something we don't know, and they're taking their profits, and maybe the cycle is going to be quicker, and all this kind of stuff we're hearing. And like I said months ago too. I was with everybody else when Bitcoin reached all time high before the halving. It's like, oh, this could be a quicker cycle. Like you got, as I was saying back then, you got to go day by day, week by week, month by month, and this is not something that you can like, you know, like June I predicted months out or whatever. But the entire cycle, we still got to go week by week to try to determine what this cycle is going to look like. As of now, I have said that I feel like it's going to be a traditional lean cycle, and it's not going to be super short like we were saying before. Um, but yeah, I feel like they're just trying to use this stuff to scare people. Next, the it says sources close to the spot Ethereum ETF filings um, say that the last round of S1 revisions were so light the SEC could contact issuers at any point with a date as when funds can launch or whatever. So I mean, I feel like it's going to be sometime soon. I don't even really want to talk about dates or when I think that's going to happen. As I keep saying, there's a lot of potential positive and a lot of potential negative things to come out in the next 8 weeks. It just depends on how they want to use these different things to play the market the way they want to, whether they want to pump or dump the market. It's a lot of stuff going on, and I still haven't really sat down to see what I think about that. I've just been trying to keep up with accumulating my bags and seeing what different projects are doing. Sometimes it feels like I'm not even doing enough there, to be honest. It's a lot to keep up with. This next story, I see a lot of people talking about. I'm gonna be honest. I'm just reporting this because it is news. I don't really care, to be honest. But anyway, it says Coinbase says it will not facilitate the Ocean and Fetch AI merger. I don't know if you guys know about. You should if you've been watching the channel about the Ocean Protocol, Fetch AI, and Singularity Ajax token merging into one token or whatever. Which is all. It's been kind of weird for me because some of them had lower market caps, and so some of the gains that I can't remember who had the highest market cap, but some of the gains you would have gotten on some of the lower market cap tokens is kind of taken away now because they're going to merge together and be a slightly higher market cap. But anyway, Coinbase said they're not going to facilitate the merger, which means that pretty much means like if you're holding Fetch on Coinbase or whatever, they're not going to convert the token for you. They're saying that I guess you got to send it to your self-custodian wallet or self-custody wallet, and you got to do it yourself. It's pretty much what they're saying. I don't be honest. I don't know if they're gonna because I don't think they support Singularity. I don't think they support Ajax, but I know Fetch is on there. I don't know about Ocean, but whatever. I was looking at Ocean in the bear market, but I didn't end up getting into it. But I think they hold those two. So, but I think I think they're probably going to sell the token on Coinbase. But all they're saying is they're not gonna convert the token for you when the conversion happens. You're gonna have to do it yourself, is what they're saying. And so most of these exchanges are going to stop supporting trading and withdrawals and deposits of Ocean Fetch and Ajax soon or whatever. Because I think this merger is supposed to happen in July. So if you are holding these, I think it's probably a couple of you that are. Just know that they're not going to convert it for you. You're going to have to do that yourself. So go find the proper steps you need to take in order to do that. I do want to talk about. I don't know if I'm going to talk about this one yet, or if I even will talk about it today. Next story. Bitcoin ETF issuer VanEck files for a Solana ETF in the US. I'm going to read this now because I just saw the news. I didn't read it myself, but let's get into it. According to VanEck's head of digital assets research, VanEck is the first company in the United States to file for a Solana ETF. VanEck, one of the first issuers of the spot Bitcoin exchange traded fund in the United States, has filed for a new Solana ETF. Matthew Siegel, head of digital assets research at VanEck, took to X on June 27th. To announce that, that's why I'm just hearing about it. It was just okay. To announce that the firm has filed for a Solana ETF with the U.S. Securities Exchange, SEC. The new fund called VanEck Solana Trust aims to capitalize on Solana's decentralized nature, high utility and economic feasibility. Siegel said, according to the executive, the trust is the first filing for the Solana ETF in the country. Well, this just happened today, so that's why I'm just now seeing it now, and I didn't get a chance to read it. But this is what I was saying a couple of weeks ago. I keep saying y'all could still be in your little clown posse, and y'all making jokes about Solana being centralized. What they're doing a lot of stuff that a lot of people are not doing. I feel like they're catering to the Web3 space as well as traditional world, which is not a lot of people not doing that. Most people just catering to just Web3, which is cool. Yeah, we're in crypto and we want to cater to each other, whatever. But a lot of people just that's all they're doing. Solana's trying to bring real world use cases, even outside of RWA, into crypto and stuff. So I'll look more into this later, but and see how this plays out. I don't want to really talk about this one. Just Justin Sun selling off more of his stuff, selling off Tron, BTT. I made money on BTT last cycle, but just selling off a lot of his stuff. It's not news. Grayscale shielding their bags. Do I need to talk about that? Not really. Just showing what their top holdings are. This is the sleek way people shield their bags when they tell you what their top holdings are. I say the same thing. Even with smaller, bigger YouTubers, they try to shield their bags but act like they're not doing it, but they definitely are. But I hold Solana. It's not stuff that I would. It's all right. Not stuff I would be holding. Not going to talk about that one either. And these I didn't even looking too deep. This one, so we getting towards the end. It's not a lot of stuff. I always say I'm not going to keep you on stream for nothing, but we got a couple more things to talk about. But it's going real quick. We only have 17 minutes. But it says, what do these top $1 billion meme coins all have in common? Bonk, Whiff, and Pepe. This is prolonged consolidation above 100 to 300 million market cap. And so I'm not really just bringing this up to talk about the meme coins. I'm just saying tokens as a whole. And we all know Pepe. If he was in the bear market, I see. How do I say this? I see a lot of people talking about Pepe like they had some alpha. To be honest, a lot of us were late on Pepe. I didn't even get into Pepe until like 80 million market cap, and that's when it was like really talked about a lot. It was pretty hot. Then it ran up. A bit, almost to $1 billion, or did hit $1 billion. But then it came back to like this 250 million range or whatever, and it was just sitting there forever. And that's when the team did the whole multi-sig thing and sold off some of the tokens. Blah blah. There was a lot of FUD around it. Whatever, it wasn't looking good or whatever. So it stayed around 250 million for a long time. But it eventually took off. Eventually took off and sitting where it's at now. But it's about the consolidation period, and I know a lot of times this is why I try to make sure I preach to people on this channel. If you find something good, you have conviction in it. Don't let sideways consolidation like detour you out of it, because I keep saying a lot of y'all don't realize where where we're at in the cycle. We're not supposed to be running hot and heavy right now, and a lot of people who are, for whatever reason, considered leaders, and some people that some of y'all follow, other people follow on crypto YouTube. These people are grifters too. They're supposed to be leaders, but they don't even know what they're doing. And when they don't see price movement, they move out of token and they tell their groups they're not bullish on the token anymore. Whatever, because they itching. They're just retail investors, just like y'all. They don't know how the crap this market works, and then they go and move into something else because it's been consolidating too long and the price is not moving or whatever. But a lot of these tokens are going to be some of the biggest performers or whatever. And I'm using some of these as example. And I even told y'all, like I saw Whiff at like 30 million. I didn't get into Whiff, so this is not like me talking about stuff that this is not me talking about stuff that I'm holding or whatever. But you got a lot of people that's going to capitulate because you're like, oh, the price is not moving, and they're going to be some of the best performers over the cycle. You can't be always itching for immediate gains. Of course, we all want some immediate gains. Foreign gives you more liquidity, put it into other plays or whatever, and whatever. But a lot of people are not playing this market correctly. There are going to be some projects that consolidate sideways for a long time that probably are not going to do well. But you just got to have conviction and not chase everything that's moving. Sometimes y'all move out of bags because you want to, like I said, get into something that's moving immediately, but that's not always the move. But anyway, I'm just bringing that up to, it's just some kind of mindset stuff on how to think about stuff in the market. Oh, wait, let me see. Do I want to do this? Hold on. Let me see. I think I want to demonstrate something. Um, hold on. I just messed that up. Hold on. Let me, hold on. I'm getting there. I'm getting there. I'm trying to do something. All right, cool. So, yeah, I saw Fifi talking about this. Sorry, y'all. But he showed an example of the whole Blinks thing or whatever, and how you can just put the links on anything. We talked about it yesterday. How you can just do it on, um, with the link on X or whatever. And they're supposed to be putting this on other platforms too. But it is kind of dope how you use it. He was just showing an example of it, and pretty much he just put the link here. He was saying how usually, when you find a meme coin or something that you want to get into or buy or whatever, you got to go find a contract address on Coin Market Cap. To be honest, I still would recommend that because you want to make sure it's the right token. But you got to put the contract address in, and then you can copy and paste it. You can copy and paste the contract address wrong. People have done it before. But with the whole Blinks thing on Solana, or whatever, you just put the link here, and it can lead people. I think y'all can see this on screen, right? Yeah. So you can just click the link. Up, that didn't work the way I wanted to. Hold on. Wait, did I do it right? Wait a minute. Which one was it? Look at me trying to do a live demonstration and I messed it up. That should have been. Wait, was that the one? I know this just worked earlier. I don't know why it's tripping now. Yeah, there you go. So you just click the link and then it leads you right to the meme coin that you're trying to buy. Are y'all seeing this? Is this showing on screen? Or I guess my screen is just late. Or y'all not seeing this? Oh, I gotta share the tab. Okay, whatever. Anyway, when I clicked it, it was on the wrong tab. But when you click it, it just takes you right to to the uh, the swap. So people that don't know how to swap and get on Jupiter or copy contract addresses, all that. All you got to do is send them the link, and it takes them right to where they need to go. Of course, they still got to have the Phantom Wallet extension or whatever. And I do think right now this just works on desktop, but I'm pretty sure they're gonna move this to mobile because any app you have, you want to make sure that it's mobile, for mainstream adoption or whatever. But the fact that they have this already right now, we're still in the beginning of the bull market or whatever. I'm pretty sure they're gonna have this mobile later. So this would be really dope. That's why I like Solana, man. Solana's always doing stuff to for mainstream adoption. We're not going to talk about this one, the whole celebrity meme coins thing or whatever. It's another story that I might come back to. I don't know, but let's see what you guys are talking about. Doesn't like we have too many comments, questions, and concerns. But as I always say, make sure you get your comments in the chat, whatever you're thinking, whatever you want to talk about. I haven't been reviewing tokens as much lately. Well, actually, I don't think y'all been asking as much, and I think most of you guys that are watching now, y'all are in the group, so y'all not asking about crazy sketchy tokens anymore because y'all see what we got in there. But yeah, so Blackmore fam said, "Good morning. Are you taking a break for the 4th of July?" Oh yeah. I think it was one holiday I did. I was on here, but nah, for the 4th, I got to take a break. I'm gonna be honest, man. It's been getting tiring lately. It's crazy because probably for y'all on y'all side, it's boring and quiet. But actually, when it's boring and quiet, it's more work for me. Or at least it seems like it. Because like I said, I'm just trying to research all these projects to see when they're going to launch, see which ones I'm going to be more bullish on. If I want to get into them, what was one of them? One of them I'm on the fence about. But I think I'm not going to get into it. It's one that I've been tracking probably for over a year now. But I don't know. I'll make up my mind probably later today. But anyway, so that's mainly what I'm doing now. Reading a whole bunch of discords. Some of these projects flip flopping what they're gonna do. They trying to bring in other incentives to keep communities bullish while they wait to launch or whatever. I mean, I don't know. I get it, but I feel like if you're a bullish project, just go ahead and launch now. It's not the most bearish of times. And like I said, in my mindset, I feel like we're gonna get a little run here soon. Um, I feel like I said, I feel like we're gonna get a little run at the beginning of June. The middle of June might be a little quiet, and then we'll probably get another run at the end of June if things pan out how I'm seeing it. Then people speculating that we could be kind of sideways into the fall or whatever. I just see it a little bit different, but I guess a lot of these projects are scared and they want to launch when stuff is just fully bullish. But like I was saying yesterday, if some of these projects just change the tokenomics and some of these evaluations, they'll be in better standing or whatever. But a lot of the projects are having problems not because the market is bearish, it's because a lot of these projects launching at high valuations. I don't know. I can't make these projects do anything. But what I can say is, like I said, man, a lot of projects haven't launched yet, and I wanted a better setup for this cycle and have most of my bags, you know, within long term capital gains. But I just realized like we just gonna have to play it like it. However the projects come out, that's how we gotta play it. We can we're not gonna have things the way we want to. Um, all I know is we're gonna make money. I keep saying that. I let people grift here and there and jump in and out of other projects. I'm just accumulating the ones that I know are going to be good. One thing I keep saying is I see a lot more of y'all saying like, "Oh, I saw blah 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 talking about this project and that project," and I hate it. Listen, I kind of hate it for me and I hate it for y'all because it's just taking patience and faith for y'all to realize like how early I'm getting y'all into some of these projects when you're like, well, nobody else is talking about this project but you, Zo, so it must not be that bullish. But I keep saying they're waiting to talk about this stuff or whatever. Um, and who I don't know how long it'll be before y'all see that we holding some really good stuff or whatever. Some of them you already know, but some of the other ones y'all probably like, should we be holding this or whatever? But anyway, like I saw like 3 or 4 of them being talked about more now. To be honest, like I always say, I don't want them to talk about it now because I want to accumulate. Where am I at in the comments? Indigenous 999 said, Grand Rising Zoe and crew. Grand Rising to you as well. I'm about to go get some. I was about to eat some donuts this morning. I need to get a real breakfast though. Kurthora said, you hear about the Supreme Court ruling that is allowing governmental bodies to pressure social media platforms to remove content that they deem as misinformation. Sounds like slippery slope. I mean, they already kind of been doing that. We got a lot of stuff that's a slippery slope. You almost made me go on a tangent. I'm trying not to, but yeah, I mean, it's slippery slope. That's a slip? Yeah, it's a slippery slope, definitely, and it's a steep slope to be honest. Because like I said, I mean, they in the past times, like it sounds funny, the 1900s. I just be want to say that sometimes, but before 2000, it was just mainstream media ran everything. They control what information was being put out, and they don't like the fact now that social media is actually a much better form of news, and that's what everybody's using. So they can no longer control narratives anymore. So now they're trying to do this on social media, which is it's getting on my nerves, man. I will say that's where decentralized social media does come in at. Um, there's positives and negatives to decentralized social media, but we definitely need some form of it. But yeah, they mad that they can't control the narratives and scam people anymore. As of right now, they still safe because all the older people still watch the news and believe a lot of that crap. Um, but no, I didn't see that though, so I guess I got to look into that later. But it's the same slippery slopes. I'm just saying this because we talking about media. The same I talk about the social media stuff. Everybody doing these skits and stuff. Let me see if I'm gonna say something different. I know y'all think, oh, you talked about this before, but the crazy thing is, a lot of people doing these social media skits. To me, to be honest, I feel like a lot of people don't even have the talent to do it, but everybody's doing it because they're chasing being viral. But the crazy thing is, a lot of people are doing it because they want their skits to go viral, to become popular, because they want to end up on TV. But the fact that y'all are doing all this stuff on social media, y'all don't realize that media and TV was built from the beginning of the TV was built to sell ads. Y'all saw hairspray and all that kind of stuff from 20s, 30s, and 40s and 50s, whatever. TV was built to sell ads. So what y'all doing is y'all creating all this content for social media. You're not getting paid for it. Most of y'all not going viral, but you're doing it because in the hopes of going viral. But only thing you're doing is creating more content for them to keep the platform going so they can sell ads on social media. Therefore, you're killing TV, which is the thing that you want to end up on. I'm not going. I know I go on these tangents, and some people think it's conspiracy, but I'm telling you, like, I work in the industry, and I know how this works. And the fact that everybody's trying to be popular on social media so they can get on TV is killing TV. Therefore, they can't even get on TV. Does that make sense? What I'm saying? Anyway, it's a very slippery slope, and people are not really paying attention to what's going on. And in their mind, they're thinking that social media was made to help them. Oh, this is a platform. It used to be hard to get discovered, but now you got social media, and it's easier to get discovered. And that's the brainwash they feeding y'all. It's true, but it's not why they're doing it. And they're going to make sure that y'all keep chasing it. They're going to make sure that you don't go viral. Like, there's been plenty of things coming out saying how TikTok can make stuff go viral when they wanted to, but if they don't want you to go viral, they'll suppress your views or whatever. So it makes you work harder for it, and everybody's just pumping out content. They're like, oh, the reason you're not going viral is because you're not creating enough content. And you're like, what? That means I got to post 3 times a day? No, dummy. You're just making content for them. They're getting free content. They no longer have to pay studios to create TV shows and writers and actors and stuff because y'all doing it for them. And they can sell their Tide ads, and they can sell their Snickers ads, and they can sell their Nike ads or whatever. Anyway, I'm gonna get off that, but that's some alpha for you. Slippery slope, just like you said with the whole media thing. Ashwin said, "Is the bull run over?" Man, it's not even close to over. Not even close, my friend. And y'all, I think you'll see soon. Elon said, "Good morning, good morning to you." As he said, "Good morning, good morning." As he said, thumbs up. I'm not even sure what that was about. Did you see your guy, man? Oh man. Yeah, I did. Brandy said, "Did you see your guy Waka Flocka on Altcoin Daily about his new meme coin?" I'm like, Waka, what are you doing? I was trying to reach out to Quabe. Well, y'all don't even know who that is, but I was trying to reach out to one of my friends or whatever to try to talk to him about it. But I saw a glimpse of it. I saw glimpses, and it didn't look good. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. It didn't look good. Didn't look like he knew what he was doing. Didn't look like yeah, it's not looking good. I would tell him this to his face that I'm not touching it, because like I said, with most of these celebrity tokens, like, everybody thinks they know what's going on, but the devs are the one that really have control. I'm not just saying this because I know him, but let me go back here. So I'm not saying this just because I know him, but I feel like he honestly thinks he has some kind of control, and that he can, yeah, you can push it or whatever, but you're not in full control. As for Jason, who was that? I think Lauren, that was you that sent me the thing to saying Jason knew what he was doing with his meme coin, and I was supposed to say, even his body language in the video I played that day on the stream, he definitely knew he was going. And you sent me the interview with him saying, "I'm trying to pump my tokens," and this was before he came out with the meme token or whatever. His demeanor in that video was definitely disingenuous or whatever. I don't know. I'm gonna try to I'm gonna try to reach out again and stuff. See if I can reach Walker about that, but doesn't look good. I wouldn't touch it, man. Anyway, as I said, would it be would I be able to come up with an order based on the expected X's, or more bullish on for the top 10 on buy alerts as of now? Oh yeah, I can do something like that. I could do something like that. Actually, let me put that in my notes. Let me say this too. I think I said this in the group already. I think I said this in the group too. See, you know what? I was talking to the group. I was talking to the group the other day. I was like confused about why some people follow people who obviously don't know what they're talking about or whatever. And yeah, people, like I said, they come on the channels, they're chilly, it's always positive, they talk arrogantly. And when I see people doing that lets me know they don't know what they're talking about. They overcompensating. I'm pretty chill on my channel. And so I know when people are following people, no, that's if you're following the leader of a company, of a basketball team or whatever, you want the leader to speak in exacts and you want them to, sound like they know exactly what's going on. All I can tell you guys is I'm much more knowledgeable than, I don't care what nobody say. I'm much more knowledgeable than 90% of the people in this space. No matter what the size of my channel is, you got a lot of people that's faking it or whatever. And then people are believing it for whatever reason. It's some slow people out there. That's all I can say. But I'm saying all this to say is, one thing I could say is, with all my experience, is I'm going to be I'm bullish on a lot of projects, and I feel like all of them, I have high belief in them, high conviction that all of them they're gonna do well. But what I said in the group this morning is, sometimes you don't know the one. Sometimes you could have 10 projects that you're bullish on, and you might have one above another, but you have one below that might still outperform it for whatever reason. And I used the example in the group this morning of how Decentraland, for one, let me say it, how I say this, Sandbox always looked a little better to me, to be honest, right? But the Decentraland started a little bit hotter because of some of the people that invested in them and the backers or whatever. So Decentraland started first last cycle as people being more bullish as far as metaverse plays, right? Then you had like Sandbox was like next or whatever, as far as metaverse partnerships, all that kind of stuff, whatever. But then you had this one that kind of snuck in. And I said this in the group. Everybody likes to act like they knew it. They lying. I'm telling you that I saw the growth of it. I saw the growth of it as it came up, as it got more popularity with the play to earn or whatever. It was Decentraland. It was Sandbox. And so if you asked me last cycle, Decentraland had more backers, but I saw Sandbox as being able to do more X's, and it looked like a better product to me. So for me, I would have put Sandbox, then Decentraland, then some of the others. I can't, like I saw, we had like My Neighbor Alice and Alien World last cycle, which didn't do half of what everybody was saying they were going to do. But anyway, Sandbox, Decentraland, and those others. And I had, we kind of heard about Axie or whatever, but then Axie had started play to earn or whatever. And then all of a sudden Axie was, I'm pretty sure it was definitely more X's. But it ended up, I know it was end up being bigger, but it ended up being as far as bigger in market cap than Sandbox and Decentraland. So what I'm saying is, we're going to pick a lot of projects out. They're going to be bullish. And, I'll try to do that for you guys and maybe put it in order or whatever. But realize that for whatever reason, even sometimes with less backers or whatever metrics that we set up, some of these projects are going to probably end up being more bullish than you think or whatever. Was that? I guess I feel like it was a needed tangent, but anyway. But yeah, I can do that. But the other problem, let me say one more thing. The other problem with that is, like I keep saying, so many people are so comfortable with what they're seeing in the market now. And I keep saying there's so many plays that haven't come out yet. Some of them I know people don't know about. So that I'll do a current list. I guess I'll try to do it that way. I'll do a current. That still might even be difficult, but I'll try to do a current list. But yeah, there's still a lot of stuff that hasn't came out yet. I know a lot of people are like, my bags are packed for the bull run, but nah, it's gonna be some rotating. It's not lining up how I wanted it to be. I wanted more stuff to be out by now, and different games and stuff like that. Another tangent, but it's still answering the question. So here's another thing. I even saw I saw a couple of you guys. I'm gonna say it. Listen, I'm not gonna sugarcoat. I saw a lot of you guys saying that certain people were trying to talk about me and like, oh, you don't listen to that guy. He's a new guy. What? We're stealing from him. Look, our channels are bigger. Look at the stuff, talking about some of the stuff I put on the channel before, like talking about Sophia verse before, whatever, right? And so the people are trying to present it as like, oh, he doesn't know what he's talking about. Look how his stuff is performed. For one, a lot of these people, and y'all know what I'm talking about, have deleted all their trash videos before. And stuff like that of the stuff they talked about or whatever, showing that they don't know what they're talking about. But there's a difference in bear market plays and then bull market plays. I will say that I feel like Sophia, and maybe it still does, but I even kind of got annoyed with them, right? But maybe they still do well. But when you're in the bear market, you're looking for stuff that can move in the bear market or whatever, right? So you can get some of those wrong or whatever, and because you're waiting for certain stuff to come out. So back in the bear market, I was waiting for stuff to come out. So you find stuff on the market that you feel like can do well or whatever, but it changes over time. And I even say that now. There's a lot of people that's shilling stuff from the bear market that they're like, oh, this is going to be blah, the biggest whatever of the bull run. And for one, it's much better plays out on the market right now, and there's going to be even better plays coming out even later. So it's just how you got to play this market. Don't think your bags are always just going to be packed with the stuff that you're holding now. The main point I want to bring here is you got to watch the sentiment of the market. You got to watch the sentiment. And like I was saying in the group earlier, like the sentiment just changed over Axie, and Axie just started booming. I remember at one point, Decentraland was already at about half a billion, excuse me. And then Sandbox had crawled up to like, it was like 400 million, maybe 500 million. And then Axie just kept pushing up or whatever. And then it got to that 400 million and it just started taking off. And it was this real nice, like gradual curve. I don't think I'm lying with this. Decentraland kind of was growing kind of steady, but it really didn't go parabolic until like the end. Like it's like, I think it was like a straight line up. Same with Sandbox. But if you go, matter of fact, I guess I should pull them up. But if you go back and look at, hopefully this doesn't prove me wrong. But if I'm not mistaken, Axie had like steady growth. I'm about to look it up right now. Let's see if I'm wrong or not. But like I said, Mana had all the backers, and then you knew they was going to do some numbers because of what the product was and the backers, but it really didn't go crazy until the peak of alt season. I'm pulling them up. Hold on. But back to the consolidation thing we was talking about earlier with the meme coins, and people are like, oh, I don't want to hold this because it's consolidating. The price is not moving fast enough. Like that's the good stuff, because let me say this too, because when it consolidates, you're slowly building community. You don't want to get into something that just skyrockets in the, I'm not going to say no names, but you don't want to get something that skyrockets in the bear market. And that's just all the people. Then you got a bunch of people that are just shilling it to new people, but you don't have a lot of people that got in at a low price. And the more people you have shilling it, the higher the price goes. Anyway, let me see. So let's look at this. Yeah. All right. So here we are. Let me pull this up. So this is Decentraland. I don't know if some of y'all was even here last cycle. But see, it's sitting down here. We knew they had backers, whatever. And it kind of, when the start of the bull first started, which would be like 2025 for us, right? 2021, it went up a little bit, but then it went back down here, blah, blah. Then we had this like dump May, June, right? And then it look at this. It didn't go parabolic to the end. This is the peak of the season, October and November. Then it went straight up. And that's where the gains came in. I'm pretty sure a lot of people didn't even hold it there. Oh, I pulled up Decentraland twice. Now let me pull up Sand's chart, Sandbox. Hopefully y'all getting this point I'm trying to make here. So, yes, the Sandbox. Once again, like we're down here, we're still back here in 2020. We came into 2021. It still was kind of chilling, right? It wasn't really doing too much. We still hit June, July. It's kind of moving. Like we kind of did like a 2x here. Once again, still didn't go parabolic to like October, November, right? But then we had this outlier, right? Hopefully this chart proves me right. Let's see if I'm let's see. All right, here we are. Yeah. So here we are, March, May. Now remember, if we go back to Sand and Decentraland, let's see. Here goes Sand. Dump in May, June. Back to Decentraland, same dump in May, June. Opposite over here for Axie. It started going up in June when everything was dumping because it had been consolidated, but it was growing a community. So what I'm saying is, a lot of the times, like we had Sandbox and Decentraland, it had Axie, but Axie just started catching on, and it was steady going up. So it was going up this whole time from June all the way to November, when Decentraland and Sandbox only went parabolic in in November or whatever. But anyway, I'm just saying that sometimes you just got to watch the sentiment is what I'm saying. So a lot of people packing their bags and thinking what their biggest bags are going to be. And I do the same thing because that's what you're supposed to do. But you might get surprised by some of the things you're holding. They may do bigger. They might start growing a bigger community like Axie did last cycle. Anyway, I knew I was right about that. But I just had to check. But anyway, I'll try to do top current plays right now or whatever. But we'll see, because I'm telling you, no matter, for me, for the people who were stupider than me, the people who faking like they got alpha, we all going to be somewhat wrong in a way. And it's going to be some of these plays that come out and surprise all of us or whatever. So you just got to watch the sentiment of what's going on. I don't know if I can explain that enough to you guys, that we're not set right now. Like A lot of plays haven't came out. I'll repeat that, and we'll just see. You just got to watch the sentiment of your projects. But yeah, as he said, what is your expectation, bear or bull, by the end of July? Bear. Like I said, I feel like we're gonna get a run here at the kind of the beginning of July. I feel like if things line up with how I'm seeing it or how I think it's gonna play out, I think we could get more of a run towards the end of July into August or whatever. But by September, we're probably gonna be chilling again, and then maybe we have some more bullish news into September, October, maybe somewhere around there, and start pumping again. Um, that's how I kind of see it right now. But I'm gonna look at how it plays out. Like I said, we got a lot of things that I'm gonna say this one more time. The pumping and dumping is only somebody buying and somebody selling, but they'll use the different events to pump or dump the market. And so there's a lot of them coming up in the next 8 weeks. And it just depends on how they want to play it. So I got to watch it day by day and just try to figure out what they're going to try to do. Even with them, the unemployment claims coming out or whatever. It's making me wonder how they're going to play it. I didn't even talk about that today, but I'm just looking at all the different events that's going on and see how they're going to try to use it to create whatever narrative they want to. Waka, you doctor Waka, doctor. Wait. Oh, I was trying to say you put you, and that threw me off. You said you doctor. That threw me off. Yeah. Brandy says, sounds like Walker may be trying to do it right and connecting the meme coin to his music. Yeah, but I'm pretty sure. I'm gonna try to reach out to Kwame today and see how it got done. But I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure like some devs reached out to him and was like, hey, blah 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 blah. And I'm just being honest. I don't want to be bearish or FUD or anything, but I'm just pretty sure it didn't get done the right way. Cause I know what he's saying he want to do, but he doesn't sound like he knows what's going on, to just be honest. Brandon said, although I don't know any of his music he has put out lately, Walker been on his vegan thing. He ain't been paying attention to that. Brandy, but that's super dope. He has a PhD. Carl said, good morning. I got all the stuff in front of my face, y'all. I'm trying to read y'all comments. Brandy said the interview was kind of awkward. Oh, you saw it? I saw snippets of it, but yeah, it was a little cringe. It was a little cringe. I don't think he fully understands what's going on, even though he wants to. He doesn't. As he said, thanks. So always appreciate your work. Appreciate you guys. Yeah. Listen, man. As I always say, man, I put the work in. I find this stuff, early. I can't. So I just can't spend my energy with all the, the fake, the fake energy on stream, the clickbait titles and all that kind of stuff. And I say, even when you do that stuff, you attract the wrong type of people anyway. The wrong type of people. They just want quick gains or whatever. And a lot of these people not gonna make money or whatever. But yeah, I put a lot of work in. I do appreciate, I see some of you DM me, some of you say it in front of the whole group, like, hey, look, blah blah blah, it's talking about what you call it, or whatever. And I know some of these have bled quite a bit or whatever. And I feel like we still got a good entry, we still can accumulate. But I know, listen, I know how it goes. I know y'all say, oh, we trust you, so that's why I joined the Patreon or whatever. But I'm newish to y'all, and so y'all whether you want to admit it or not, you trust it more. You see somebody like this had a channel for more cycles or a bigger channel, and then you see them talking about it. It's like, oh, okay, now I'm more bullish on it or whatever. It's cool, man. I'm not even gonna be offended by that because I understand just how human psychology works. But I'm telling you, a lot of these is gonna be the same story with a lot of these later on. But anyway, man, appreciate y'all as well. About to go get me a breakfast here. But anyway, for those of you that may not be in there, if you want to join the Patreon, it's at patreon.com/cryptozo. And all I can tell you guys, for those people that want to join, the people that's already in there, understand we're going to be rotating. Well, let's say not rotating bags, but rotating profits, because a lot of stuff is going to be happening as the cycle goes on. I see a couple of projects. One project we are in, and to be honest, two that we're not in. And I'm seeing how they got They got different developments happening that could probably make them more bullish. So that's where my attention is right now. Just seeing what projects are lining up for their roadmaps or what they intend on doing that can make them a more bullish play for the cycle and get more eyes on them and make them more of a long term play. I was like to say, this stuff is not easy. If you, it's not for the weak for the price action of altcoins, but it's definitely not for the weak for all the research and the studying you have to do for this stuff. Anyway, not a lot of news going on, but it is what it is. So appreciate y'all hanging out on the stream. And if you want to join the Patreon, patreon.com/cryptozo, and I'm gonna catch y'all next time.